I forgot who said the quote of, "You'll find in life that people are more cowardly than you are," is that there's this new Occupy movement going on where on May 1st you are not to go to work, you are not to go to school, you are not to do anything at all, and it will halt the economy, it will halt the machine, and it'll all collapse. And it'll show them just what happens when you do not recognize the workers as the main source of all of this as they are. And it would not take a whole lot of people to do that. There are over 300 million people in the United States alone. If 10 million people stopped going to work, stopped going to school, and did not function in society for just one day, it would turn the country into a clusterfuck. It would result in chaos because production would not be able to work at efficiency levels. And you know what 10 million people equals? About 2% of the population. Almost the amount that controls all of the land and all of the resources and your labor. Isn't that something? So, if 2% of the people can ruin this country in the sense of ruining your dignity and your self-respect and your rights, why can't 2% of the population ruin everything? You know? But that's the thing. A lot of people don't have the balls to do it. Oh, sure, people have the balls to be control freaks on the internet, fucking telling you what to do, telling you what you can say and can't say, because they think they have the majority backing them up on it. And for the most part, they do. Because this world is fueled by cowardice, hate, evil, malice, greed, self-centeredness, and all the other negative emotions you can possibly conceive. That's all it's about. People thrive on evil, in whatever form that takes on. But to do something for the greater good, oh, then suddenly you have things to think about. You got a wife and kids. You got a relatively good job. You know, you've been working hard on your 401k. Or some other bullshit. You're gonna die anyway, stupid. You're gonna die. No one's gonna care about you. You're gonna rot in the fucking ground. You may as well use this life. You may as well use this day, this opportunity to do something. And this is the funny part. You don't have to do anything. That's the amazing thing. Occupy has said, just don't do anything. And you can't even manage that. You cannot even manage to not do shit, because that would come into conflict with your programming. You are a slave. You are the worst kind of slave. You are not a slave in the sense there's a gun pointed to your back, and if you don't do the work, you get shot. You're the kind of slave that has forgotten what it means to be human. Mentally, you are not human anymore. You are a machine, just as a cell phone or the computer or a microwave or anything else. You exist for a specific function. You react in a way that's predictable and expected, and eventually you will just break down and die, and no one will give a shit because you're a machine. Machines don't have egos. Machines don't have identities. They are tools. You are a tool in the literal sense of the word. And all Occupy is asking you to do is not fucking do shit for a day. And that does not compute, you know. It's fucking ridiculous. And it just shows the depths of your evil and your wretchedness. And, you know, it could be so amazing. If 10 million people did not go to work, oh my god, that would fucking turn the economy upside down, and people would be burning in the streets, and it'd be fucking great. Because then finally people would start to see the truth. And then finally people would start to realize that, you know what, we all work our fucking asses off so society can stay afloat. Maybe we should all be appreciated for that, regardless of what we do, regardless of our stature, regardless of who we are. And then from there we can actually validate that we have human rights, such as the right to be able to post whatever the fuck we want to online without being intruded upon. But are 10 million people going to do that? I have my doubts. I sincerely doubt it. I have no faith in humanity whatsoever. I mean, I just look at some of the comments, and fucking young people are like, I can't afford to not go to school. Really? Because school is just so important to your daily life. You learn so much and experience so much, and it's so fulfilling to wake up at fucking 5 in the morning to go spend 9 hours healing some dim-witted, dull, zombified teacher spout crap from a book that was preordained and is fake half the time. Everything you read in history is preconceived. It's all about white man good, everyone else bad. Oh, the Indians were savages, the Mexicans were just slashers and axe murderers, the brown people of Middle East are bad, the Chinese were bad, everyone in World War I and World War II was bad. Only the white man is good. Only the white man has ever had the best interests of everybody at heart, even though is responsible for the greatest, selfish, most egomaniacal ideology ever created, known as capitalism. And yet, but they won't teach you that in history class. They won't teach you that anywhere. So, what the fuck are you missing by going to school? You're missing the popularity contests. You're missing how, you have to stick with your own clique. And there's the better off children that have rich parents, or athletes, or just nice looking. And they generally have their own room in the lunchroom, they have their own table, and everyone else is not even to look at them. Do you like how, you're trying to learn in class, but it really doesn't help to, because the teacher doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, and the students don't give a shit. No one asks questions. No one explores what they're trying to learn. It's a dull environment. It's, dank, and it's wretched, and, it smells, and the floor is sticky. And what are you missing out on by not going to school? You're a fucking pussy. You make me sick, What are they gonna do? Expel you because you didn't go to school? Oh, that makes sense. You didn't come to school. Let's make sure you can't go to school. For a day. For missing one fucking day. Are you kidding me? And the same thing applies to your job. Oh yeah, they're gonna fire you for missing a day of work. Yes, because no one ever gets sick. No one ever, just has a nervous breakdown and just can't come to work today because unless they want you to shoot up everybody, they'll just let you have the fucking day off. But that's the thing. You are so conditioned to be a slave that you're so scared. Oh my god, I might get fired. Oh my god, I might get expelled. I can't do fucking anything at all. You can't fucking do anything. Do you understand that? You can't fucking miss a day of work. You can't fucking miss a day of school. You can't cuss on the internet. You can't fucking say, I want to put a fucking gun to Richard the Rapist Pooler's head and blow his brains out. You can't fucking do anything. You can't think for yourself. You can't speak on your own behalf. You can't fucking say anything. You can't do anything. You can't just go up to a girl and be like, hey, you're pretty good looking. Why don't we go out for some coffee? That's it? Didn't say anything about, hey, you wanna fuck? No, just, hey, you wanna get some coffee? And no, because that's too forward. You have to be subtle. You have to be tactful. You have to, be like, do you like coffee? I'm harmless. I'm unarmed. Look, see? It's fucking ridiculous. You're so docile and petite. You're like a fucking house pet. My cat has more aggression in her than you do, than you ever will. My cat has a more desire to live than you. My cat has more ego and more self-worth than you have. My cat frolics in whoever's yard she feels like. She runs around outside and she fucking tramples on the grass. It doesn't matter if it's her grass. It doesn't matter if the neighbors permit her to wander around on the grass. She's gonna go wherever the fuck she wants to go. She's gonna shit on the grass. She's gonna hunt for lizards on the grass. She's gonna fucking eat some other cat's cat food. She doesn't care. And why should you? But you don't understand that. You've forgotten all of that because you're a fucking slave. You're a fucking cattle. And that's why I can do what I do. I mean, sure, you're gonna ban me, but you would do that anyway. Don't give me this shit of how if I wasn't a troll, or if I wasn't so mean, or so blunt, and so you curse too much, that suddenly you would be super nice to me. That's not in your nature. You're fucking evil. You're a fucking monster, and someone should fucking stick a knife in you. But the fact that I have more self-worth than you, the fact that I have more dignity and honor, and the fact that I actually realize that as a human being I'm entitled to certain things, that makes me better than you, and I can do whatever the fuck I want to you. And if I get the chance, I will. And there won't be a damn thing you can do about it. Or you'll think that you can't do anything about it. You'll stop yourself from doing anything about it. You'll never defend yourself from me. You'll go run to your mommy, whatever form that takes on. Even if it's not your literal mommy and daddy, you'll go run to the police mommy. You'll go run to the teacher mommy. You'll go run to some other authority to validate that you can do something, that you can do anything, that you can even think for yourself. You need somebody else of higher stature than you to even conceive the idea of defending yourself against me, and you won't have the fucking time for that. You're not a human being. You have no will to survive. You have no will to do better with your life. You have no will to see better things happen for this entire world. You do not want to see good flourish and evil be condemned. You do not want bad things to happen to bad people and good things to happen to good people. You do not want happiness, longevity, progress, things like that. You don't want fortune. You don't want just happiness, joy. You don't want to see better. You only want to exist in your own little cesspool of hell where you do your tasks and you get whipped. Oh, don't tell me you don't get fucking whipped. You are a fucking slave and you get abused every single day, but you like the abuse. That's what sickens me most of all. That's what gets me about Christians, is that they think that, oh, we the sinners are gonna burn in hell. You're already in hell, motherfucker. You dumb piece of shit. You're already in hell. And hell does not look like fire and brimstone where, oh my god, I'm aware of the suffering. No, you won't be aware of it. Because you're not even aware of the suffering you have now. And that's what makes me most sick. I mean, you're aware of it in the sense you think the world sucks, but you like it that way. You want it that way, and you will never conceive changing it. That's hell. Hell is acceptance. Hell is submission. Hell is cooperation. You cooperate with hell. You cooperate with the devil having dominion over you. You cooperate with an eternity of damnation and servitude. So, that's what hell looks like. I do not imagine anyone in hell would be screaming in pain and praying to God for mercy. No, they will be accepting their role in hell. They will be complacent in it, they will comply with it, and they might even love it in some sense of the word. I mean, it's hard to imagine if you're actually aware of how this shit works, but people accept the evil and they run with it. And that's what hell would look like. They would just run with it. But that's the way things are. It's not that bad. It's pretty good, actually. Or they just stick on you because you are self-aware of the fact of how bad it is. And so they attack you because you're different. Because you have some kind of dignity inside of you. And they will just relish in their own shit for eternity. And that's what I'm trying to get across to you here. That is, if there is a hell, then leave hell for hell. Why have to deal with it here on earth? You know? So, but I'm not saying there is a hell. I'm saying that if there is a hell, then why leave it here on earth? And if there isn't a hell, why make a hell on earth? Either way, there is no excuse for putting up with evil. And that's the thing that gets me about so-called Christians. I have a lot of respect for people that actually believe in a God and act like it. But a lot of these watered-down, neo-pagan type Christians that just believe God is love and don't worry about anything and sit on their hands and let God take care of it is the same mentality that you have, where you let the police take care of it, or you let anyone else take care of it. This is something that gets me about libertarians too. Oh, you hate the state. You hate the state so much. You don't want to let no damn government tell you what to do. But then you expect me to let you tell me what to do. You expect me to accept the fact that you censor me and take advantage of my rights and take away my freedom of speech because it's your property. Who the fuck says it's your property? I don't say it's your property. Only you say it's your property. And if only you says it, then how does that validate something fucking with me? So, you know, think about that if you can. If someone allows you to. You know, only the state can validate your property. So, in essence, the state is your massa. And you say the opposite. I never said that the state validates communism. I only say that the state is the most efficient at implementing communism for the short term. And that's what people don't want to comprehend, because it, you know, does not compute, goes against their programming. But fucking libertarians are the most tyrannical, fascist, dictatorial of them all. They're fucking scum. Everyone should just puke on them. And it makes me fucking sick, because they expect me to adhere to their whims and their control, but then they're anti-government. We're pro-freedom, man. No. You don't understand the first thing about fucking freedom. And I don't mean that freedom is being able to put a gun to your face. I mean that freedom is knowing why you're putting a gun to somebody's face. You don't know the first thing about that. So, that's really all I have to say. As you can see, it's getting pretty dark. And, I'm just rambling on because, you know, there's no end to it. It's just infantile stupidity and evil on every front. And they just don't care. They don't care about how the rights are being taken away if they ever had rights to begin with. They just don't fucking care. And, you know, why should we not be able to say whatever we want online? Why should we have to wait to be banned? I mean, I like, even with video games. If I pay for a fucking video game, who is anyone to take away my accessibility to playing that video game? Like when Steam locks my account. Even if, and I'm not saying I did, because I didn't. If I knew how to hack, I would have hacked their fucking bank accounts. But if I knew how to hack, and let's say I hacked and, you know, made myself God mode or whatever, what does that matter to you? I paid for the game. Therefore, the transaction is over. I don't owe you shit, you don't owe me shit. Other than, you know, yeah, let me play the game. And we have equal accessibility to all the downloadable content or whatever. So, what's the problem? What makes you have authority over me? But see, you won't conceive that idea. You won't think about it. You'll just be like, "'Cause they own it. 'Cause they own it." And that's all you ever fucking say. 'Cause they own it. I own you. I've declared ownership of you. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? Are you going to try to have some kind of pseudo-intellectual dissonance to try to rationalize how I don't own you? Are you going to go run to your mommy state to proclaim I don't own you? Or are you going to finally stick up for yourself? Oh, you got time to puff up your chest and threaten me when I claim to own you, but then you expect me not to do it when you claim to own me, or at least my rights. No. No, it doesn't work that way. If it works for one, it works for all. That's what equality's all about. And I'm fucking sick and tired of people claiming that they can tell me what to do, and that they can tell me where I can go and can't go, what I have accessibility to and don't have accessibility to. But then, oh, when Jim Profit does it, we've got a problem. Well, we've already got a problem. We've had a problem for a very long time. And eventually, it's going to come back on you. Because one of these days, I'm going to meet one of you in real life. And I'm not going to be polite. I'm not going to be nice about it. You might not even be able to walk by the end of the day. See you later.